Hello everyone, this is Grim Reaper here, and this is part 2 of my Assassin's Creed Platinum Trophy Challenge reviews. So this is Assassin's Creed 3, and I'll be going into my thoughts on the game, what I liked, what I didn't like. And like the last video, we'll be touching on some key points, that being the story, the soundtrack, the gameplay, and the trophies. So let's start off with the story. You start off as Haytham, who is actually Connor's father, and a bit of a spoiler here, but there's a whole twist with him where he plays him for 3 sequences, and it turns out he's actually a Templar, which is, I quite liked that. I thought that was cool. And then after the 3 sequences with him, we go on to Connor, and I must admit, at first, after the Haytham stuff, I wasn't enjoying the story that much, but it does pick up a bit later on, and I did quite enjoy it. And seeing Haytham and Connor finally meet up and interact with each other. And Connor as a character grew on me quite a bit. We also have a bit of the modern story, the modern day story, and I wasn't a fan of the ending. I liked everything up until that point. I thought it had some decent ideas, but the ending kind of soured it for me. Because, again, more spoilers, but Desmond dies, and it's quite sudden. Now, I understand why they did that, as there are 4 games where we follow Desmond in his story, but I still think there was room for more. I still think there was room for at least one more climactic story with him, and yeah, it was a bit disappointing seeing it end like that. But yeah, so now we have the soundtrack, and I really enjoyed the soundtrack. There's some beautiful tracks in it. I especially love the main theme. It sometimes plays when you're sitting on the main menu. That's probably my favourite theme in the game, to be fair. But then we have the gameplay. Oh boy, this is going to be a spicy one. But I liked the gameplay for the most part. I liked the parkour. I really liked the parkour on the trees. I thought that was a fun addition. I like the new gadgets you get, like the bow and the... Oh, I love the rope darts. I used them a lot to hang people off trees. It was so fun. And I like the new combat as well. Like the animations for it look really good. And the animations for the parkour look good too. But it's kind of buggy. The game kind of falls apart a bit. And it can be quite glitchy and incredibly frustrating at times. It doesn't always do what you want it to do, or you expect it to do. But overall, the gameplay is pretty solid. It's just sometimes the enemy AI can be a bit... it's like they have sonar. They detect you when they probably really shouldn't. And yeah, it does have some annoying optional objectives, which we'll get onto when we talk about the trophies. But yeah, so overall, gameplay is pretty solid. So now on to the trophies. Some of these trophies are rage-inducing. They are a great test of patience, a great test of skill, and they will force you to persevere. Oh my goodness, some of these trophies had me go insane. So let's start off with the first one. What? What? Oh, not the trophy, perfectionist. Hooray! Yeah, complete 100%. So the first trophy that I've just shown off that really grinded my gears is perfectionist, where you have to complete 100% of every main mission constraint. It is one of the worst trophies I have ever done in any game. It is awful. To do it, you have to do these optional objectives for every main mission, and they are downright abysmal. They are atrocious. They are so rage-inducing. They will test your patience. They just really made me go mental. I was slowly losing my sanity trying to go for this one. Some of the missions, some of the stuff you have to do is awful. I hated it. I hated every goddamn second of it, and I never want to do this again. But I've seen ahead, and I've seen some of the other AC games also have this trophy, so oh, God save my soul. So yeah, on to the next one. Yes! Suck it, bitch! They better not. Yes! There we go, original gamer. Oh my God, that trophy is awful, man. So the next trophy is original gamer. What you have to do for this one is you have to win one of each minigame in the homestead. Now there's only 3 of them, and one of them's not too bad. It's the bowls one. The other 2, I lost my mind going for them. I really grinded my gears. You're basically playing against Skynet level AI. You're up against the goddamn Terminator trying to win these awful mini games. I had to go on a website, get the game up, play against like the perfect AI, put it on like the hardest settings, right? And I had to copy like my move. I would have to copy the AI's move on that app just to stand a chance of winning these weird ass games. I hated it. It really pissed me off. Oh my goodness, I couldn't with it. Yeah, so that's original gamer. Now on to the next one. Yes! Completionist! Real trophy! So, the next one, as you can see, is Completionist. Now this one was an absolute grind and a half. So what you have to do is you have to complete all progress tracker grid entries. And to do that, you have to do stuff like complete all of the club challenges, complete all the naval missions and contracts and get 100% on them, including their optional objectives. There's so much stuff like that, and it took so bloody long. The game, this trophy, was an absolute grind, and I hated it. It took way too long, an extremely long time. I was sick of it. So yeah, on to the next one. Fucking scanner, Connor! Hurrah! The extraordinary man! Woo! So now we have an extraordinary man, and to do this you have to complete the encyclopedia of the common man. And so what you have to do is you have to have your homestead maxed out, have everyone there, and you have to scan their activities, so scan what they're doing. And you can see what they're doing. If you go into Eagle Vision, they'll be highlighted gold. That's when you can scan them. And each one has 3 different activities you have to scan. This trophy was completely boring and dull. Seriously, who actually came up with this? You're forced to spend probably, I think it took me a couple hours to just slowly watch these NPCs go about their daily tasks. It's just mind-numbing, completely dull and awful. Did not like this trophy one bit. So yeah, on to the final one. Yep. Oh yes! Yes! Hallelujah! Free! Yeah, don't ask what those noises were, because I couldn't tell you. It honestly sounded like I was about to climax. It honestly felt like that way too. So the final trophy was the platinum. Oh my goodness, it was such a relief. It was like a massive weight had just been lifted off my shoulders. I was so happy with getting this thing, because this whole game was like one giant obstacle to overcome. At many times it felt like it was just throwing bullshit in my way to try and stop me. But I finally did it. I overcame and I achieved. And oh, what a hell of an experience it was. Most of it not a very good one. But yeah, so now onto my overall thoughts of the game. So yeah, my overall thoughts on this game are a mixed bag. There was stuff I enjoyed, like the story for the most part, the gameplay, the combat, the parkour, the new gadgets, etc., etc. But going for these trophies honestly made me despise the game at times. It was awful. It was an awful experience, and I wouldn't ever want to do it again. And for any of you who are doing something similar to me, I cannot recommend going for this one. It will make you go insane, and it's just not a very fun time. But yeah, so those clips were from my streams, so I will have my streams if you want to watch me get the platinum trophy and go for other trophies and just pull my hair out. They'll all be on my YouTube channel. I always leave them uploaded, so if you want to rewatch them or if you missed them, you can feel free to check them out. I'll try and make a playlist of them. I'll be streaming again some point. It'll be Assassin's Creed Liberations next. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.